Hey, welcome to this week's training. I have a few things I want to run over today. When our mindset gets in the way of real estate investing, like what is the scariest thing that you think can happen in real estate? Type in the comments. I would love to hear from you. What you think the scariest thing in real estate is. Just so you all know who you're speaking to. Some of you know me, some of you don't. Some of you are brand new here to the group, which I'm going to welcome you here in just a moment. But type in the comments, let me know, or if you're getting this email, reply and let me know what the scariest thing is about real estate investing. Okay. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Joanna Wright, founder of Bottom Line Wealth, and I've been living off of real estate since 2000. I've done wholesale, fix and flip, buy and hold, money lending, and that's what I train my clients to do. I just have recent clients that are so excited. They made their first dollar on real estate investing. They made more than that, but they made their first monies on real estate and they're super excited. So watching everyone move forward just fills my heart, right? So when I first got started in real estate investing, I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't understand any of this. I didn't grow up in this world. And it took a lot of, I spent hundreds of thousands in mentorship programs and just the school of hard knocks as well, right? Like I spent a lot of money in getting the right answers. And a lot of that came from experience, believe it or not. It came from experience of, I believe in myself and I know I can do this. Okay. And that was the toughest thing to learn. Like no mentor out there in real estate land could give me that. Right. I had to pretty much earn that for myself. And that was crazy. That was crazy. Before I get too much into this, I want to go ahead and I want to welcome a few people, new people that have come into the group. This brings me joy to know that more people are stepping in to get the education it takes to, maybe they just need a little tweak and then they could do just fine. We just did this whole 5-day challenge. And today's the last day for those videos, by the way. They'll be coming down from the group, unless you have the VIP. But let's go ahead and welcome Sherry Kennel, Merle Sanders, Karina. I'm not going to butcher the last name, so I'm not even going to try. Chloe, we'll just go with first names, right? Chloe, Lewis, and Wendy, May, Olga, Leah, and a profile made it here at Lakeshore Crest. I think that's from B. So welcome everybody to the group. So many different things that you get to learn. The more you participate, the more you ask questions, the faster you get to where you want to go. So anyways, I wanted to continue my road with, like, what is the scariest thing, the scariest thing about real estate in your eyes? Type it in the comments. I want to go over just a couple of things. Very first and foremost, I gave you just a little bit history of who I am, what I've done. I just recently closed on 2 properties. I'm in the trenches today. I did 1.2 million last year. My students have created over 5 million in real estate and still going. Just last week, the students were all excited coming to the call. I made my first dollar in as a real estate investor. So it just makes me proud to hear all of that. But putting yourself into that world is not simple. This is a male-dominated industry, and I help women because women are typically put last on the plate. I'm going to give you one thing that happened to me early on, and this could have either broke me, but it didn't, right? It could make you or break you, one of those statements, right? And I was in a big high-end meeting and, major players coming to the table. I had been working on this relationship for a while, and one of the players couldn't make it to the table. And I said, so we're having the meeting, right? And this is how it's going to go. And he's like, no, why don't you go to the kitchen and help the women clean up? And I fell to the floor. I have been pouring my heart out doing the trainings, educating people, had been doing the deals, helping him do his deals. And it was a real slap in the face. So in some instances, it could have been that broke me, and all I am is just a woman, right? But not me. It actually just fired me up and said, I am woman, hear me roar, one of those things. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So I've then gone on to do millions in real estate without any partnerships. Sometimes partnerships don't work out. And it was just someone that was actually doing real estate in the same vicinity as me. We were trying to partner on doing some stuff together. And it just, once I got a hold of that, I was like, okay, this is your mindset. That's not mine. And so I've just gone on my own, and I think I feel more successful in that capacity because I can clearly touch with women and give them that finite security that they need in their mindset, right? So there's all sorts of things that are freaky in real estate, like, what if I get stuck in a contract? What if I, this? What if I that? There's so many things that scare people into real estate. And I remember my very first deal that I did, I must have walked around the building 17 times. It was in an industrial park. And when I was signing escrow papers, I bought a property, my first investment property, I bought out of state in Nampa, Idaho. And that had to be the freakiest thing of my life. I had never, well, no, I purchased my own home before, but I had not purchased investment property. So that was my deep dive, throwing myself into the deep end, buying property out of state. Now, everything worked out great, don't get me wrong, but it could have easily not, right? I surrounded myself by good people, good mentors. That was super important to me. I needed to hear sort of like some worst case scenarios and what if, right? And then what rolled into my head was, what if in a more positive fashion, right? So we tend to, what if the house burns down? What if I can't get there? What if the contractor, what if the, there's so many things to run down that list. So many things to run down that list. And how I tweak it is, what if everything was perfect? What if everything turned out great? What if this is the best moneymaker choice that I've ever made, right? Now, it wasn't the highest money maker I've ever done, but it panned out, right? Everything worked out perfectly. And it was the mindset that had to switch, right? It was the belief in myself that I could do this. And that's not always easy, especially for us women. And I know we're the first people to put ourselves down. We're the first people to say, I don't think so, lady, right? So I'm here to encourage my ladies to step up and to know that you can do this, really, literally. If I could do this, anyone can do this. Again, it's not my background. I don't come from this. I've been in real estate since 2000. I've been living off of real estate since 2000. And I've done 6-figure flips. I've done all of those things, right? But it took a lot of believing in myself. Okay, so that could be maybe the hardest decision in everybody's mind, is the belief that you can actually do this, number one. And then the counterpart to that is, the scary part is my life can completely change. That means I'm going to be dragged out of my comfort zone, right? So some of us are afraid of success. And I was too for the longest time. And now I'm just like, success is to me, I'm already successful because I've already beat demons down of telling me I couldn't do it in my own head, regardless of the world out there. I have had many men approach me saying I had no business doing real estate. Many men. And several men that gave me kudos, high five, go do it, right? But, and I know that's a big factor for women. So I just really wanted to point that out and address it, that it exists. It's a male dominated area. And I'm happy to say that there's a lot more women getting into this. There's so many opportunities. What we really want is just to secure our future. And I know that. We just want to secure our future. We don't need to dominate. And that's typically what how real estate has been viewed as, right? Is needing thousands of properties and millions of dollars and, you know, the whole Grant Cardone, you know, private jet plane and all of that. So it doesn't have to look that way. You could go make it that way. Anybody can. Grant Cardone was nobody at one point. He had to create himself, just like everybody else. He had to create his millions by doing real estate. He had to create relationships. He had to create to be who he is today, that 10X dominator, right? And the same could go for you. You could totally create that, or you can get on the call with me and build out a game plan, which is what I've helped my students to do, is to build a game plan. And it's simplified, right? To get you to the next step. And then you can take it to wherever, like it's another step, and then it's another step, right? So you can take it to where you want. So I just want to embark a little bit. I'm going to close on this. Emotional intelligence is a key factor in real estate investing. To me, that is the scariest thing about real estate investing, is people's mindset holds them back. Like, I could see their potential. I could see they're sitting on gold, right? When I'm on a call and they're like, but, you know, they're concerned that they don't have the capacity here to move it forward. And so that's why leadership is a huge part of my mentorship program, is to help you grow. I don't care where your leadership is at right now, there's always room to grow. And so I'm always growing with my students in our leadership. But to me, that's the scariest thing, is the stories we make up in our head. Your mind visualizes what's true. So this is why athletes visualize the end line. They visualize the winning, the crowd cheering them on. They visualize that, and that's what makes them a great athlete, to get to that point, right? Like, they know it like the back of their hand. Same thing with real estate. It's a visual in your head of being successful, and that could be success, could be one house, it could be 10 houses, it could be 1,000 houses. There's no limit. So you get to choose what that looks like for you. To me, success is moving the needle forward. Knowing that hindsight is 20/20, I use it as a learning experience. I don't beat myself up for shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I just go, oh, that's interesting. That didn't quite work out the way I wanted. Let's do it this way now. Okay, it's data received, and now I get to move forward. Most people are too afraid to move forward because they're like, what if something bad happens? What if? So I'm going to ask you, what if something great happens? What if it changes your life? So I give you that opportunity to think a little bit differently. The mindset is so powerful. You are as a man thinketh. If you guys want to read that book, you are as a man think. Okay, so careful your thoughts. They become true. You could be wishing for all kinds of things, right? And, you know, the universe, God, source is listening. And the more you're in it, the more you're visualizing, the more true it is. All right, so hopefully this was helpful for you guys, a little mindset tweak. I'm just here to empower women to really just step forward, take charge, and know that you can do it. All right, so you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next training. Bye.